So yesterday we spoke about the matrix, and we spoke about the energies of the matrix and life and how things are, right? Today we are talking about how you can cultivate your peace and self-acceptance right here and be happy in the system. Because this is a system consisting of different systems, as I spoke about yesterday. We spoke about the financial system that's running the system, right? We talk about religious, talk about political, we talk about the social things like social media, entertainment, and everything else. Spoke about that. Interesting topic. Let me get comfortable. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining VD. Right. So we're talking about how you can have peace in this reality that's so chaotic and so gaslighting and manipulative as well. So you need to own yourself. It's like taking ownership, taking autonomy of yourself, as I said early on, right? In this world full of noise, VD, a world full of noise and confusion, right? This is an illusional reality, okay? What you see on social media, what you see on mass media is not necessarily the real thing, right? There's a reason why things are put out there, narratives are put out there. Number one, to sell products, to get your attention, right? Your attention is the greatest commodity. Your attention, your focus, your energy is the greatest commodity. Second, to your money, right? These two work together. Your money, where you're putting your money, and also your focus. What are you consuming? Which contents are you zoning into? Right? With information, which narratives are you zoning to? Are you zoning to all these many different wars they're throwing around? Or you zoning into yourself, your peace, your wellness? Remember that there is the universe, but we all have our own individual universes, our own reality, our own life experiences. You are a character on your stage. You live in your life wherever you are, VD, right? You live in your life, okay? I'm living my life. Trump is living his life. All these other people, every single person is living their own life, right? Why should you be emotionally connected to somebody else's life experience? Intentionally, why are you connecting yourself to somebody else's experience? Excuse me. Right now, you have to take ownership. Ownership of your own life experience. Because I cannot live your life for you and you cannot live my own life, right? If I want to be happy, I want to have peace. I can't expect you to give me happiness and peace, right? So I need to cultivate my own happiness and peace. Because of the fact that it's impossible. Nobody can make me happy. And nobody can make you happy. Nobody can make you feel at peace in a place that's chaotic. Because the matrix system makes you unstable. You don't feel at peace with all that's going on. At the same time, you need to go work and grind, right? You need to go make money for you to have the material things in your life. Now remember that material things don't necessarily bring you that peace, that long lasting peace. Material things bring you pleasure, the pleasure of having a new vehicle, a pleasure of having safety in a home, a pleasure of having good healthy foods. That's all pleasure. It's not happiness. Your happiness is outside all these things. And it's been proven, I mean, really, the people with nothing, the most povertized people in the world, seem to be the most happiest people, content with what they have. And you see them, children are playing in they're joyful and everything. But in the Western world, they're locking their children out inside the house. You understand? They're not feeling free, not feeling safe. You get my point? Because it's all an inner game. It's an inner game. It's within yourself, right? So I spoke about the world being full of noise and distraction. The matrix being the illusion. What we call matrix is actually that illusion reality, right? That remember that, right? The only thing that's true is what's happening to you at this moment. What's happening outside, you're not experiencing it, right? You're only hearing about it. So then what you do, you tune into that thing that you're hearing, that reality, that narrative, and you choose to actually experience it the way you understand it. That is why when people watch news or get to hear information about the war in Congo or the war anywhere else in the world, right? You're not there, but then because of your perceptions, that's how you get to understand it, and then you start beginning to experience it in your own consciousness. You start feeling sad, you start feeling angry because of whatever sort of maybe depending like the Palestinian Israeli conflict has been going on for many years, right? You have people that were siding on either side, right? And those people never even been to Palestine, they've never ever been to Israel, and they've never been with those people, but they've heard it on the news and they started taking sides and making narratives in their own heads and making decisions what they feel about that specific experience, but it's something happening outside of them, far away. You understand? So if we could just collectively first raise our frequencies for where we are at the moment, right? When we all individually raise our frequency and our understanding, we also help the world frequency to go up. You understand? There'll be less wars if more people can be more compassionate, more people can be more loving, as I said, more people zoning into the energy of love and peace and self-acceptance, accepting others as well. Because you cannot truly be somebody of self-acceptance if you don't accept others. You understand? Because we all are connected, and I am an expression of your own certain frequency, right? That's how we align at this moment. You understand? Or you are also an expression of my own frequency. There's something that's aligning us together. That's why we're all on this live now. That's why you're all hooked up to this live. You understand? And you align to my topic. You understand? Because it's a frequency, it's an understanding, it's energy. Detaching from the external validation. I spoke about that as well, right? No, in the matrix really thrives on you feeling not enough, you comparing yourself to other people, because everything's about comparing, right? They always tell you that you can only be a successful person if you have this type of job, if you drive a certain car, if you live in this certain area of the world, or you live in certain type of house, right? How much money you have and what job you have. Then now people start defining themselves to these labels and titles, not understanding that you are more than your job, you are more than your label, right? You understand that kind of thing. So people don't understand that it's all about within you, not the material things. The material things are about the pleasures of life, the comforts of life. They are not you, and they don't determine your life experience. You determine your life experience, okay? Then remember that you are source, that you're part of God. I spoke about that as well. Well, and self-acceptance is important, okay? Very important to understand the paradox of the matrix and growth. The matrix is an energetic construct, right, of our collective belief systems and our collective conditioning individually, and our collective conditioning and our individual belief systems and collective belief systems, all about energy. It's designed to challenge us. Okay, it's a mirror. It mirrors the mirror of our inner states. It mirrors our inner states. Okay, like my life now mirrors my inner states. Okay, your life now mirrors your inner state. You're not a victim. When you change your inner states, meaning you change your frequency, you change your perception, you change your worldview, then you begin to mirror a different reality, because your states will be different. It will be evolved. You understand? That's what it's all about, right? So can I repeat that again? Okay. The matrix is just the mirror of our inner reality, our inner belief systems, our inner worldviews, our inner assumptions about ourselves and about life. Okay. Everything you experience in your life at this moment is just a mirror, a reflection of your worldview, your inner self, your assumptions about yourself, right? So you need to understand that as well. You are not a victim. So how can you change your life experience? You've got to change your worldview. You've got to change your belief systems that are limiting, that are stopping you from becoming that person you want to become. Oh, that's why it's important to watch your thoughts, what you say about yourself. Yes, it's very important. Remember, what you say about yourself is normally what you believe about yourself. However, it's not concrete. It's not solid. You can always change what you believe about yourself, right? Because your words you are saying about yourself are coming from what you believe about yourself, right? So you need to change what you believe about yourself. Remove the limiting belief systems about yourself, that you are a loser, all those negative things, that you're not capable, that you're not good enough, that you don't have enough, that you can never have money, that only wellness and abundance is only for certain people, not for you, because of the things you saw in your life, in your family. You haven't seen people living that life that you want to live. Now, you dare to dream outside the box. You dare to live outside the parameters of your life experience now. Remember, they always say that you as a child of your mother and your parents, you should have been living a better experience, a different experience than what they've been living, right? Now, now you have to challenge yourself for you to able to achieve that, right? If you are born in a family where nobody went to university, nobody was a graduate, you're supposed to live above that. You're supposed to live above that. Or you come from a family, but live above it by you achieving those things that they failed to achieve, because you have better resources now. Um make use of the resources you have at this moment. Make use of the resources you have at this moment. In our parents' youth and younger years, they never had the internet. They didn't have instant information at their fingertips, right? They didn't have all these things that we can now connect with people. You're living in Africa and you can connect to somebody even in Iceland, or some in oceanic countries, maybe New Zealand or even America. Now you can connect to them because of the internet interface, right? Before our parents, our people came before us, our own parents now at this moment, right? My mom is now going to be almost 80 years old. Now imagine 80 years ago, life wasn't the way it is now, right? Even the perceptions were different. Everything was about different things than they are now. You see my point? So now we have the opportunity now to take advantage of what we have, to build a better life experience for us and for every single person, right? Because it's all about oneness. We're all connected. You know, if you talk to your parent now who's 80 or 70 years old, they don't understand what you mean by connected. How can we all be connected? Because I am me and you are you. How we connected? Well, we know about quantum physics, that which they don't know. You see, we have more information now. The question is, what are you doing with information that's afforded to you now? How are you integrating this information to your life experience?